Welcome back to the Angler Journey podcast for another episode of celebrating success, embracing failure, and inspiring the entrepreneur inside of you. I'm your host, Emily Frenzen, and I am thrilled to welcome Megan Gilmore into the studio today. Megan is a student entrepreneur. Simple and easy fixin' is the game, and dry goods is the name. Megan, welcome to the studio. Tell us a little bit about your background and how the business got started.
My name is Megan Gilmore. I'm a freshman here at UNL, and I am from Wichita, Kansas. My mom had the idea one random day to create basic flavors, or your basic mixes, and just add a little flavor to it. And so she texted me and she was like, "Hey Megan, you want to start a business?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And so we just started brainstorming, created social medias, all that kind of stuff, and just started marketing. And then she finally created some products, and now we're just on a roll.
That's awesome. Yes. Super cool. So tell us how the business functions with you being a college student. Obviously, you have a lot of duties being a student, completing credit hours, also working a job on the side, and then doing a business with your mom when you're living in different states.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. She creates the packages and creates the products, and she mails them to me. And I actually should be getting a couple packages today, so I'm so excited.
Super cool.
I run the social media and build the website, make sure the website's updated with all the products, coupons we're running, anything like that. I also go to craft shows. So I will be going to a couple craft shows actually next weekend, and we sell in person, but we also sell on the website. So if we get an order on our website or on Etsy, I'll text my mom and I'll say, "Hey, we got an order. This is what it is. This is how many they want." And she packages all of it, ships it. And soon I will be starting to do that as well, because it is kind of a lot for her. She does work a full-time job.
Okay.
I also have a younger
Wow.
sister who's in sports on a national volleyball team. So she travels a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that hard with my part-time job because I don't work every day of the week like she does.
Right.
And college is busy, but it's not too busy to where I can't do all of this on the side as well.
Totally. That's incredible. Yeah. So what excites you about this business?
It's with my mom. That's it.
That's awesome.
My mom has been my rock, and I've been her rock my entire life. And we're just super close. And I love doing work with my mom. She's a go-getter. I'm a go-getter. We just love to get things done.
Yeah, that's incredible. So yes. Cool. So what would you say your why is behind the business for both of you starting it? When your mom had the idea and reached out to you, what was the vision for this business?
At first, we were like, okay, this is just going to be a small business. And we just wanted to do it because of the pandemic. Like, if you go to the store, it's very limited selection. And if you go buy a hot chocolate, it's just a normal hot chocolate. Like, I like flavor in mine. Right. So I always add like a candy cane or like a flavored candy cane or something. And so we just started thinking of flavors that we love and put them in just the normal hot chocolate mix. And we were like, okay, this is going to be something small where it's just online or just on Etsy. And it's growing super fast and it's kind of crazy. Oh my goodness. But we have a lot of plans for the future, and we hope they align perfectly.
Yeah. Tell us about some of the growth.
So I'm trying to convince my mom to let me finish college online, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
We really want to open a storefront.
Wow.
In Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Okay.
We visited there this past summer for my senior trip.
That's awesome.
And it's just a really small, cute little town. It has a certain vibe to it, as if like it's in the middle of the mountains.
Yeah.
And so it just has like this villagey vibe, and that's really what we love. And so we're trying to open a storefront, maybe. Might just be within the next 5 years.
That's
sometime.
Awesome. So cool.
And we would make our hot chocolates and sell them made and packaged, so that way they can take them home. We also do like chicken rubs, so we would make like salads and serve lunch. And so we kind of have like this vision of a restaurant/retail shop.
Yeah. Did you imagine that's what you would be dreaming of doing?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not.
Do you remember what you wanted to be as a child?
I've always wanted to be a veterinarian.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is a twist for sure. That is really awesome though. Yes. That's so cool. So let's talk about what it was like for you when COVID first started. Where were you at in life, and what was that experience like for you?
I was halfway through my junior year whenever COVID hit. So my senior year was definitely very different.
Right.
And so I was stuck at home every other day because we did hybrid. So I was in school every other day, at home every other day. And I was also in a program called CAPS. It's Center for Advanced Professional Studies.
Awesome.
And so I got to do a whole lot of internships. And so I did a bunch of internships with small businesses, as well as like the Kansas Humane Society, running their social media. And I just fell in love with the social media work. And I've always loved photography. And so I actually started a separate small business that I've now shut down because this one kind of took over. And I couldn't bring myself with me to college. But I made like stamped jewelry. And so I've always, ever since the beginning of my senior year, which was last year, I've wanted to own a small business. And I just never knew what that was until my mom had the idea and we started it. And now it's just going.
Yeah. So cool. And it's really awesome to think about how that has set you up to obviously be where you are now with business.
Yes.
In this specific role.
Right. And just coming to Nebraska and getting in the angler program, it has helped me so much. Just, I love Tom's class. I look forward to it every day.
That's awesome.
It is at 8 a.m., but it's okay.
You can handle that at 8 a.m.
It's my favorite days of the week. And just, he just points you in the right direction. And yeah, that's awesome. How do you think it's changed your mindset or changed you as a person maybe? Oh, it has changed my mindset a lot. I didn't realize how much it took to actually start a small business or even run it. And he just talks about there's always more doors opening and there's always other directions and you're always going to have to pivot.
Right.
And with the storefront, we're going to have to pivot because we are just a small production and we're going to have to like mass produce, but also keeping it authentic and the way that we like it and it not being like a bad product.
Yes.
And so it's just opened my eyes to how much work actually goes into small businesses. I guess I never realized that.
Right.
Until now.
Yeah. That's awesome perspective. One celebration I think we should talk about is the rotating pitch competition that Angler just hosted. So tell us about that. Megan was one of our winners, which is so incredible.
Yeah, so I really didn't want to do it at all. And then my mom was like, Megan, you need to do it. Like, this could be our start. We had already kind of started the business. Yeah. But like didn't really... It was launched, but it just wasn't there.
Right.
And so I was like, I don't know. And she's like, please just do it for me. And I was like, okay, fine. And then Tom told all the trail guides, whoever has the most, you'll get like a little prize. And I was like, oh, I'm definitely doing it now.
That's awesome.
I definitely did it. And my trail guide, Emma Schmidt, she's amazing. She pushed me to do it just as much as my mom and everybody else. Yeah. And so I did it. And I got second place. It was kind of scary because there were 19 other contestants and there were some really good ideas. And I was like, there's no way I'm even going to get second. Like, it's fine.
Oh my goodness.
And my mom kept telling me, even if you don't get anything, we have the business. It's started.
Totally. And it's great practice.
Launched. Exactly. It's launched. You always have next year if you don't do good this year. And so I went in with that mindset of, you know what, it's okay. Just have fun with it. Yes. And I think that's what helped me get second place. It's just having fun. Because I felt like if I didn't have fun, I definitely wouldn't have done as well as I did.
Totally. Totally. And look where it got you. That's awesome. So
they
cool.
They called my name and I was like, me? Really?
That is awesome.
I have the thing hanging up in my dorm.
Oh, heck yeah. I love it. That is so cool. That's so fun. So talking about COVID also in this, I want to hear... Something we've been asking every guest on the podcast this season is COVID taught me blank. What would you say?
There's a lot of things like being quarantined with... Okay, let me backtrack. A lot of people are like, working with your family is hard and like you'll just fight and it won't end well. And so quarantine definitely taught me and my mom that us working together is perfectly fine. We are completely opposite people. We have completely... different personalities in some areas. And then, so being quarantined in the house forever, because my entire family did have COVID all at the same time.
Wow.
Actually, a year ago, like today.
Oh my gosh.
We had COVID. Dang. And it taught us that we can work together. And way before COVID, we knew we could work together. But this really hit, like, we are okay. Like, if we decided to do something together, we can do it.
Yeah.
And it also taught me, like, the connections that you have with people, like, through email and through social media. Because I know a lot of connections are through like face to face.
Right.
But we couldn't do that. And so it definitely taught me that, like, no matter what, if you have a good connection, get their email, get their phone number, get something. And you can keep those connections even through something hard as, like, a pandemic.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's so cool to hear your story and other stories of how in a time where it was very isolating for people, it really focused the connection. And that's true to hear you talk about your mom and, like, okay, this is like a relationship where we can really work together and create something magical and wonderful for people. So with that, who is your customer and why should they buy from you?
So our target audience is definitely younger men and women who probably either just bought a house or just got married and they just want to invite people over to celebrate with them. Because these recipes are super easy. You can, like our dips, you just simply mix with sour cream or mayo or both.
Awesome.
And the drinks, you just add to hot water. And so we're definitely looking for those kinds of people. And I guess buying from us just supports a small business and supports a dream that me and my mom have always had, because we also buy from other small businesses. So you're not just supporting one small business, you're supporting several small businesses.
Totally. That's awesome. So cool. What is one of your favorite mixes or drinks? Or do you have a few? Let's hear your face. She's excited.
I'm like, I got a lot.
I love that.
Salted caramel hot chocolate for sure.
Oh, that sounds so good.
My favorite drink. My mom is an eggnog snob. So we obviously have eggnog. That's super good as well. The Fiesta dip. That's really good. Sold out of that at the Angler Showcase.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so good. You just dip it in your chips. It's so good. We're working on some soups, and I'm really excited for that because I love French onion soup.
Oh, yeah.
So we're trying to work on that. Let's see. Ooh, the cinnamon pancake mix.
Okay, that sounds really good too. That's awesome. Good variety. Wow.
Yes.
That's super cool.
Because we also have seasonal things.
Yeah.
So we have like pumpkin spice lattes. We have pumpkin spice pancakes.
Okay, I'm here for that. That's really cool. Yes. That's awesome. So where can people buy from you or find you?
Etsy, it's Dry Goods Company. And then you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group. It's just Dry Goods. Same thing on Instagram. And then our website is just mmmdrygoods.com.
Awesome. Very cool. Yes. I have a couple more final questions, but this is so good. What would you say your definition of entrepreneurship is now that you've kind of been in Tom's class for a while, had this exposure to angler entrepreneurship, and now having the unique experience of doing a business with your mom? What does entrepreneurship mean to you?
So at first I thought entrepreneurship was just these big companies, like they're big entrepreneurs. You have to have money to be an entrepreneur. And that's totally false. Now you can take like the 275 class, you just take $50 and you just start a business.
Right.
And so you don't need money to start a business. If you just have an idea, go pitch it. If you have the opportunity to do the rotating pitch, go do it, because you can win money and you can start that idea. And it just takes that little spark of someone being, oh, this is my passion. This is what I want to do. Like, I want to change the world. And Thursday we were talking about, it's not always small. There is nothing small. Everything is big. And so don't think small, go big. And I just love Tom's class. He teaches so many good things.
That's awesome. A lot of notes to take from that class for all of life, I think, which is really incredible. Yeah. I think what's especially awesome about your story in that what he said, go big, don't go small, is also like taking the road less traveled, because for you, the easy road would definitely be maybe you think differently. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I could just go through college and follow this plan that I've always had of becoming a vet or whatever that might be, and sticking with that and starting your own business with your mom is more risky, and you don't really know for sure what the next steps look like. But with a vision and with a partner and with grit and all of these things together, you're making it come alive, which I think is really incredible.
100%. Like, I lived in Texas for the first 16 years of my life.
Yeah.
And I went to a private school, and they had me think like, oh, veterinarian is or whatever you pick is what you have to do. And so I've always wanted to be a vet.
Wow.
And so I was on that mindset of, okay, I'm going to get into Texas A&M. That was my dream school. I'm going to go to vet school. And I was just stuck on that path until my sophomore year, whenever we moved to Kansas. And I went to public school, and everyone like had these different ideas, and they're like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what college I want to go to. And I was like, really? Like, I do. And they were like, do you though? And I'm like, do I? And so whenever time rolled around, I applied for 6 different colleges besides A&M. I never applied there.
What?
And I got into my top 6 schools, and then I visited all of them, and I was like, you know what? That's really not something I want to do. Like, I can't take that home with me of like something happening. And so I decided to go the ag business route. And then, the business started, and I was like, okay, this is nothing like my plan my entire first 2 years of high school.
Wow. That is so cool.
Yeah.
I think that goes to show too, you're not the only one who has sat in the chair you're sitting in and said that your plans change because of entrepreneurship or your business or whatever that might be. And I think it is really cool when we say yes to the callings and desires that are placed in our lives, because otherwise, what's the alternative? You know, like, we never know what could happen and the fruit that could come from that. So super cool.
Yes.
I love hearing your story, Megan. So my last and final question for you is, what is a hill that you are willing to die on?
If we could just get that storefront open and just get that done, and because that is a dream of ours. We literally just started talking about it, and now we're like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And if I could just climb that hill and get that done, I'll be happy. I'll be set. And there may be roadblocks along the way, and there may be hilly parts of the climb, but I know that we can do it. Because it is a passion, and obviously me and my mom chase our dreams and we get this stuff done.
Totally.
So if I could just get to the top of that hill, I think I'll be completely happy.
That's awesome. Super cool. Thank you so much for your time today, Megan, and for sharing your story with us.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to the Angler Journey podcast. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share with a friend so we can keep building people, building businesses, and building this community. If you listen to this episode today, you are likely encouraged to go start something of your own. Hopefully, Megan's story will encourage you to consider different, consider the road less traveled, consider being an entrepreneur.